Welcome back to the Berg podcast. Thanks for joining us today. This is Brian, and with me I've got Ford.
Hey, how's it going?
And Dan.
Hey, everybody.
And we're just spending some time to catch up a little bit. Our lives have been a little scattered. Our schedule's been hectic. Feel like some days we're going from meeting to meeting to meeting. So just taking a minute to sort of check the pulse, see what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, we've had some cool special guests. Some of the team members have joined on the podcast here a little bit. We've had some special guests related to different services and things like that. And so we haven't had time to just kind of catch up and hang out for a few minutes and just kind of talk through what we've seen and where we're headed in the next couple of months from here.
Yeah, it just feels like it's been tough to catch our breath, really, right? I mean, everything that's going on. We got the benefits, the enrollment meeting that happened. Oh, geez, was it a week ago? 10 days ago?
Something like that. A couple weeks.
Yeah.
Had some good breakfast. I don't know the date. That was all of a sudden, I know there was a parking lot full and we were parking on the street over there.
Yeah, well, and that's Dan said that to me, right? He's walking into the meeting and the parking lot is full, packed, which is cool. And he's like, what have we become, right? And we've talked about that a little bit on the podcast here, the way we've changed, the way we've grown. But it is interesting to think. I remember the first benefit meeting I did was like 12 people in the lunchroom downstairs, and it's a little bit different now. So
yeah, I remember Ford actually mentioned it when I was talking to him about it. Was we were going to Merck for safety training, so you're talking 2012, and we went to a restaurant to get breakfast afterwards, and there was 6 trucks, and we thought we were like the coolest thing ever. Yeah. And it was like, look at all these Berg trucks.
Look at all these Berg trucks.
Yeah, I still have a picture somewhere.
Yeah, there's a picture somewhere. We were so pleased with ourselves.
There's 6 white pickup trucks. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, we like fancy park ups, right?
Yeah.
Here's 6 pieces of machinery that say our name.
Yeah. But I got there and there was cars everywhere. It was just crazy. And knowing that it was just us, I was like,
right. It's cool. Yeah, I thought it was cool.
It was neat to see some new faces that I hadn't got to meet before. It was cool just to see some people that, we always talk about the reason we do this podcast is because people are so scattered around. We don't get to see everybody as much. So it was nice to just kind of go around and say hello to some people. And we didn't get to do it to everybody because we had on a time budget there. But it was still nice just to see everybody at one spot at one time.
Yeah, and good breakfast. So
exactly.
That's always, anytime you can have a meeting that
includes food,
surrounds food, right? Yeah, becomes a little bit of a distraction, but I usually easier to get people to show up.
Well, we were out last night. You had your graduation. But we were out with some people from BuildWit, and the entire conversation really was basically about good place to eat around here. It's like, have you gone there and tried that? Have you gone here and tried this? That's what
food's like the common math, right? It's like it's the language we can all speak usually. So,
yes.
They were in here. I guess they were just up in the Boston area, and I was, oh, did you try this? Did you try that? So. Yeah, no matter where you've been or where you're going, usually you can talk about food.
Last night, we had a crazy story, and Brian heard a little bit about this. So we're talking, and somehow Ford and I were talking about, we went to see a pre-bid. We're going back a few years. We didn't know about Royals Farms yet. And so we stopped at this place that we didn't know, and we got Royals Farms chicken tenders. And
for breakfast, no doubt.
Breakfast, it was
chicken and biscuits.
Yeah. So, and I was like, well, that's good, but the best, gas station chicken I ever had, which sounds like a problem, right?
Feels like something you shouldn't be discussing.
Feels like something I shouldn't know a lot about.
Chicken.
But
like right by gas station sushi.
Yeah, well, I was just going to say, we're on the scale of things you should or shouldn't eat at a gas station. Chicken and sushi are kind of questionable.
Oh, no. Chicken is way below. I mean, sushi, you just like lobster, like you shouldn't eat any seafood from a gas station.
Raw fish from a gas station.
That's a bad choice. Yeah. But, and so I said the best gas station chicken I ever had was at this place in Louisiana. It was halfway between like Baton Rouge and New Orleans, and we're with BuildWit. And I said, you get off of the highway into the middle of the bayou and you just drop down like into the swamp, and there's this place and they have the best chicken and they have a live tiger out front. And Kayla from BuildWit sitting next to me, and she was like, I know that place, the Tiger Mart. And I was like, Brian, you couldn't find it. If I told you where it is, you might not find it. And we had both been there. She was like, that is the best chicken. As a funny sidebar, I made my brother late for his own wedding rehearsal because I was feeding all of us this chicken that I found at a gas station.
Well, it sounds like it was worth it.
It was well worth it.
Yeah. Once in a lifetime.
Yeah.
And the wedding should be once in a lifetime too, but the chicken is.
The chicken probably more than one time.
Yeah, that's true. Chicken as often as you want.
Yeah.
Marriage, hopefully only once.
You want to just do that once.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we really could get into like then the conversation went to like gas station like protocols, right?
Oh
Like
yeah.
because we were talking about gas station food and like some of them come up first time at Wawa's, and then we were talking about
It's really
Bucky's
like
and
it's the only positive thing you can say about gas stations right now.
yes,
Is like which ones have actually something good to eat.
yes.
You don't want to talk about anything else,
No.
right? Avoid all conversations regarding gas stations besides the food.
Well, and I don't want to be a conspiracy theorist, but how has everything gone up except for gas station food? Now, having said that, Wawa's going to immediately raise the price of everything,
Gosh.
but the gas is high. There's you can't get anything. Everything's backordered, but I can go get a hoagie for exactly the same price.
I think it's the Costco hot dog theory,
Mm.
right? They keep it low. You keep coming back for it. They know you're going to pay for the gas.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to buy like 8,000 things of ketchup, so they aren't worried about the one hot dog you might get when you're there.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, they were in town for talking to some folks and getting some new content for us. 'Cause we're always looking for fresh stuff of what we're working on right now, and we're looking forward to see that roll out here in a couple of weeks. And then the other thing that I thought we wanted to just touch base on, I know the sign-up's going up for the Reading Phillies
Right.
event,
Yep. Yeah.
and want to make sure because that's another time that we all get to be together. We don't have to rush anywhere. We can socialize and hang out and see each other, and really hope to see as many people as possibly can make it for that date. I know it's not for another month or two, but it'd be
coming up in
great.
August.
Yeah.
But it is fun that we start to do these things. We used to do them once a year, twice a year, maybe. And it doesn't feel like, 4 times a year is a lot. But when you get the chance to get the group together every couple of months, it's nice.
I don't think the people have to do the logistics of it. I think it's only 4 times a year, but for the it is only 4 times
It's a
out of the year.
constant planning process. It never ends. They just move from one event to the next.
As soon as the event's over, they're already trying to get the date for the next event. That's just how it is with all the scheduling things going on.
The fun committee.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the fun committee. They don't look like they're having that much fun when they're planning, though.
No, not a lot of smiles or laughter. Yeah.
But they were really happy to be part of the fun committee.
They're very eager.
They named it the fun committee. They wanted to join the fun committee.
Yeah. Yeah.
They tell everyone else
They're
how
good
fun
at
the
it too.
thing is,
I mean,
and they're very
our
good at it.
events are awesome.
But I see them doing it. It doesn't look that fun.
Interesting.
I'm not going to raise my hand for the fun committee, it sounds like.
No, yeah, I'm not volunteering for that one. I give away a lot of my time. There are a lot of things I don't get paid to do, and that won't be one of them.
Yeah, I was saying to Brian today as he was setting up, the podcast, and it's funny. So, the guys in the field don't see it as much, but Brian really wants to take ownership of things, which is great, right? Because we talk, that's the common denominator of most of us at Berg that really succeed and do well here is whatever your piece, you want to own it. You like to see things through. And I was making jokes. I said, as Brian, we continue to grow, and Brian's brought Decker on, and Blair on, and each person, Tracy, Kelly, they all take little pieces of Brian's job. And I said to him I said, you better be really careful that you don't give away your real job. And all you're left with is the things that you only do because none of us will do them, and you just get stuck doing them. You're going to end up the IT podcast,
yeah,
mower
maintenance guy.
Like Aubrey and I cleaning bathrooms, right? Like this is it. So
literally this morning, I didn't even know the password for, I guess, the Wi-Fi here. And I was telling the girl in there, like, what the password was. I was wrong. And I was like, only one person I'm going to be able to ask this question. Brian, where are you, Brian?
Brian was off yesterday, and we had something go on, and we were having trouble with, it was internal. It was our own problem we were having. And Brad was like, well, Brian's off. I was like, I know where Brian is. I can call Brian. He was like, do not bother Brian on his day off with a IT question. It's not even his job. And I was like, all right, I won't say anything.
It's everybody's job, right? Act like an owner.
Act like an owner.
No, I really hope that everybody can make it out there at the end of August. I know, it's an evening in the middle of the week. Try and do it, but hopefully we get to see everybody at that point. And
hopefully better weather. Remember the one time we did that?
Oh yeah.
It was a few years ago.
Yeah,
Thankfully, that was
rain.
pre-pandemic because I remember we all huddled real close together because it was coming down sideways.
Yeah, I think it was like us and like some guy in an ostrich costume.
Yeah.
Yeah, hanging out there in the pavilion. What poured?
Yeah, that was pouring.
Yeah,
not a good.
We were
scene.
actually talking about that today. I was up with Justin, and we were talking about like we don't get soft rains anymore. Like it's just global warming or whatever you want to talk about, but like it's all like within a half hour and it comes down sideways and then all of a sudden it's over and it's like, nothing gentle and just kind of, it's just like, okay, we got to go clean up a mess and deal with ENS issues because it just comes down too quick for anything to handle it.
Yeah. And I do feel like that's changed, like this doesn't have to be politics. I feel like growing up, like they said it was going to rain. It was just going to like lightly rain. You have a thunderstorm. It might like rain hard for a little bit, but now it just just opened up and pours.
Well, I think that's also like their weather reports because it's like you see a report like it was a couple weeks ago they were like literally canceling schools because it might be hail and stuff, and everyone's just so out of abundance of caution we
Yeah.
will cancel school. And it's like is for a rainstorm? That's a new one. I never heard that one before.
That's true. Yeah. Like, we talk about transportation. It's a big liability. They got buses and kids out there. Who wants to make the call, right?
Yeah.
Who wants to say, oh, it was worth it?
Yeah, they'll just push another day into the middle of summer. We're all good.
Yeah, we got 180 days that they're already in the building. So,
You know what I like is that when they stretch out the year, but they do it in half-day increments. So like the
Yeah,
girls,
how's your
the girls-
experience this weekend going?
we got to come back from the beach because
For
I mean,
half a day.
I would have to come back no matter what because
You have a
somebody has to
job?
work.
well,
I have a
you
job.
work, yeah.
I don't work remotely. We talk about like people that work while at home. Like
Yeah.
we don't do that.
Yeah, we're doing something from home.
I was working.
Yeah.
I was at home.
Yeah.
And work was going on.
Yeah, right.
But so yeah, we got to come back for a half day for 2 of the 3 girls because you can't even have a half day for kindergarten because the kindergarten's already half day.
It's only a half day.
So they alternated. And I was like, why not just go to school on today? Or no, on Friday.
Well, is it Friday half day too?
Yes. So just go to school and then everybody walk outside the building, walk back in again, another day.
Yeah, it doesn't quite work like that.
No, because Charlotte told me that there's been no learning that's going on for at least a week.
Oh,
He's in
well,
2nd grade, and she told me everybody knows you don't learn anything for like the last month. You have to
the last
collect.
month.
Yeah, she said you need to collect books. She had a whole laundry list of
geez.
things that had to be done.
Hmm.
Clean out desks.
Usually like a gym day.
Yeah,
Jim.
I kind of remember that from school.
Yeah.
Like the last few days, I thought were.
I feel like it's been
not-
longer now.
Yeah, but not. I don't know. I don't think it was a month.
Yeah, the girls. Am I the only one now that still has kids that are in the field day, game day age? Right? You guys you've aged out of it. You're not into it yet.
That. I think they still do something like that in
the middle
school. Yeah.
So did you have any fun with that this year? You heard from Addie or no? You didn't hear anything?
Nothing crazy.
Nothing
that I
got
heard
back.
about,
So the
no.
girls, I relayed this story, but Mara is super competitive.
Okay.
Like hyper. I don't know where she gets it from.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Who's dad?
where's that?
I have no idea. But so she won the mile run, and Mara's legs are about 6 inches long. She's like this little tiny thing. She won the mile run against all girls and boys in her grade.
Wow.
She won the shuttle run and she won the 50-yard dash, but she finished second in something, and I don't know what it was. And her friend tried to tell her it was okay. So we had birthday parties for the girls last weekend, and one of the moms said that Mara gave credit to Erin, which it probably was me it's definitely me that said it. But they said, well, second is pretty good, Mara. That's like second best. And Mara said, no, in my family, second, that's first loser. And like didn't even want the ribbon.
Yeah.
And so I stand by that behavior. But I said, like, we got to have a talk though. Like you can't always win. Like if you did your
Sure.
best and it was second, as long as that was your best, that's good enough.
Well,
I mean, it is still first loser.
right.
But
It is first loser.
it is first
but
loser.
as long as you gave everything you had to give,
That's all you can do.
that's who you are.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Well, I mean, I thought we were gonna have a
Yeah.
duel between 2 of our employees because their kids were playing baseball against each other.
oh,
Here. I
boy.
mean, like
that
it
was a big.
it was
setup.
getting rough over
Yeah, it
some
was-
young kids there. I was
Yeah.
I was actually saw one of them today, and they were like, "Oh yeah, and like teams are stacked, and then this team is this and this and this." I mean, I've had at least 7 conversations about this baseball game for like
T-ball game.
T-ball game
Right.
or whatever
is
it was.
JD still complaining about the
Yeah.
stacked team? He won. Once you beat the stacked team, you can't continue to complain.
It doesn't mean they're not stacked. It just means you're better than the stacked team.
I guess. Well, and then you got Brad downstairs with Carson.
Yeah.
And Carson has a walk up like the guy on Major Leagues. You remember that movie Major Leagues, and the guy had like 27 steps. Or Bryce Harper. Harper does it. Harper has like 37 things he does before he enters the box.
Got to go through the routine.
Oh yeah. Carson's got a huge routine. Brad said he hits the ball about 1.5 feet. And Brad said like, you got to either stop or hit it into the woods because you can't do this. You can't have all this set up and then hit the
And
ball
then
barely off the tee.
Barely hit the ball.
Yes.
Oh, but we were all playing as kids. You remember that kid that would like because the point with the bat, right?
Oh yeah.
And most of the time, whoever was pointing, you're like, all right, this is an easy out. That kid's going to strike out because he's spending more time focusing on the
That
wrong
kid's
things.
pop flood at second base.
Exactly.
If I had to pick like of the Bergs, who's going to point, I think it's Colt.
Yeah.
I think Colt would walk up there and Colt would want to point. Now Colt can hit.
Yeah, I was
obviously.
just gonna say Colt would point, but
Yeah.
he usually could back it up.
Years ago, we had I think it was a birthday party for me back when we lived in Belmont Hills. And so Aaron said, what do you want to do? So I said, well, I like to play home run derby out back because we had fields behind us. So we went to play home run derby and Ford was there. And do you remember this? And Ford's there. I think Colt was there too. And I'm like trying to absolutely crush the ball, which is not the best scenario for hitting the ball far because you're going to overswing.
Because you're younger now, that probably pull something.
Yeah, I would probably blow my back out now. and Colt was still playing actively. Colt hit the ball pretty far. Ford acted like we were playing like he was like punching Judy. He's just hitting singles. I mean, they were nice line drives, but he wasn't. I was like, come on now, his home run derby. He didn't want to do
Well,
it. Classic Ford though. I
That's
didn't know it at
just-
that point.
Yeah, that's kind of Ford's MO.
Yeah, that's
right?
Ford's MO. I didn't know it at the time.
Right.
Yeah, at the time, I had no idea that this is what he was going to do.
Putting, the single.
Oh, the one-handed putting.
The putting.
Yeah.
And really, you know what the best part about the one-hand putt is?
Uh,
It messes with other people's heads. So I had a tournament last weekend,
Mm.
and every people we played against, like a couple of them luckily dropped, and they're just like, and then they would talk for like 7 more holes. They were still worried about how I was putting the ball. I was like, I don't know. I just play Caddyshack. Just go out there, hit the ball, and it goes where it's supposed to go.
Yeah.
Just
Ford has like
Hit it to
more
the hole.
planning than any person to look like he has no planning. It's a neat trick that he does.
he does this thing where he wants it to appear as though he doesn't care. And
Well,
We could do that another time. Remember when we played miniature golf that time? It was right after Mara was born.
oh yeah, the left-handed.
Yeah,
I've heard the
yeah,
story.
Yeah. And so I'm wearing a baby. So like
Right.
first two, and I don't play golf at that point at all. I mean, I play miniature golf a little bit, and I like get a hole in one. It's miniature golf.
But
Everybody
you always think it's a competition.
everything is.
So he could have legitimately not cared, but it's always a competition.
It's always a
so-
competition to me. So then he switched to left hand. He still played very well.
Right. yeah,
But then when I
yeah.
won, there was no. But he's like, I was playing left-handed.
Right. Yeah. It's
He
goofy
took away
golf.
my
Yeah,
ability to
come on,
win.
man.
Yeah.
I literally in the stroller for Savannah, Tamara keeps the card because she beat me one time at mini golf.
She carries
And
it
she's
with her.
like,
yeah.
you play golf all day. You should be able to beat me. And I'm like, this isn't like anything even resembling real golf. Like, I'm sorry, hitting it across like 3 little bunkers in like to concrete is not golf.
That's
Are
fine.
you saying Tamara's? Is she competitive?
But the funny part for all people that are very competitive, when they have to deal with someone that is technically non-competitive, it's very challenging for them because
It does,
iron
it's-
sharpens iron, and when there's
Mhm.
someone on the other side that's not trying to do that, that really affects their
Yeah,
mental
frustrates
part
you.
of
It's
it.
disruptive, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not super competitive, but I do like to be disruptive.
Brian is like a disrupt. It's really annoying.
Says the guy who has a chessboard and they're like playing chess and keeping track of whose turn it
Yeah.
is.
Well, that's for fun. I mean,
Yeah, it's for fun.
Yeah.
It's always more fun when you win.
I'm not very good at chess. I just like to play. Yeah.
Yeah, we-
My Gavin's good at chess. So yeah, when he was working here last summer. It would-
Stop in piece at a time.
Oh yeah, and it would take us like weeks to finish a game, but we kind of just lived here,
Yeah.
one move at a time.
So someone had to put a podcast system in the way.
Yeah. Yeah, we had-
Took
the other
over my
day,
table.
You know what we did the other day? Because Erin is sort of Erin's like in the Ford mold where she's going to act like she's not competitive, but she is. And so she wanted to play at the girls' party. We had a badminton and volleyball, and that like little one set up out back. So she was like, "You want to play volleyball?" Which I don't know how we're going to do that with 2 people. But then she was like, "Well, badminton." I was like, "Okay." And so I stayed just 5 points ahead at all times. And then once I was 5 points ahead, I would just hit the ball to her so that the birdie to her, so she can hit it back. And then as soon as she got within 5, then I'd drill her with the birdie, and so that I would be. And she's, "Come on now." I was like, "I'm being nice. I'm making it close."
Keeping
It went to
close.
25. I'm going to win 25-20. It's fine. I'm going to win. It's inevitable.
It's inevitable.
I mean, you might have a black eye by the time it's done,
Yeah,
but I will
I'm-
win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
This is
I
like
don't
all
know.
Dan's stories of stuff I've done, but
Kind of pick and choose your battles here.
I guess.
Sometimes it's okay to, you can be the winner by not winning.
I don't do well with that.
Yeah.
I struggle there.
we won't even get in the racquetball story where I got hit Tamara because she wanted to play racquetball with me. That was not a good idea.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. I did that with Erin, one of our first 5 dates, and she wanted to play tennis, which I don't play tennis.
Okay.
And it was close, and I overhand tomahawked it when she put it up in the air, and I hit her square in the middle of her chest at full speed. It was a
jeez.
blast.
I mean, she's still around, so it
She's
must have been
still
nothing but-
around.
She
So-
hung out- yeah, she stuck around.
My
So.
brother often says she's like, might be the only person that could tolerate me long term.
Yeah, I think it says more about her, right?
does, yeah, for sure.
So, yeah,
Uh,
Allie's not super competitive or athletic, so we don't really run into these kind of things. We just avoid it altogether.
Yeah. Everybody has to find their thing where they can spend time together, right?
Yeah, for sure. But ours is like wine tasting.
Oh,
there you
all
go.
right.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Do you
Not-
like see who gets more notes out of the wine or
no,
what?
we're not
Not that
that
level?
picky. Yeah, not that picky. It's just like an
You
excuse.
just like to drink wine.
Yeah, we just sort of like to drink wine.
Fair
yeah,
enough.
So yeah.
Brian's going to start to have some fun, I think, here because the kids are getting a little older.
Mm.
Allie's starting to get a little more okay with leaving the kids. So I think,
I
you're
know,
at a
yeah.
different point in life where you could be able to go, maybe.
I thought we were getting there. I thought, we I got her to leave for a long weekend. We went down to Florida back in uh, late February, early March. But apparently, like 2 hours in the plane is the limit because I'd asked her to go somewhere else and not interested at all. But yeah.
Well, to be fair, that's what, like an 8-hour ride in the plane. So like,
all right.
it's not like you said 4. You didn't try to stretch it. You like
yeah.
tripled it.
Yeah, and it's to like a colder climate, so she's not. Yeah, I'm just the combination of things was wrong. But
yeah. Well, I think that the other thing I was going to mention real quickly is that, we got another holiday coming up here real shortly, and want to make sure everyone stays safe and has a good time with that. And some of these stories, most of these stories came out of some kind of picnic or time together, which kind of made me think of it. It's just that, as I get older, my gray hairs come out, but you start thinking more about like why you're, before it was just like a day off. That was like,
right.
Like, hey, you know what? I got a Monday off. This is sweet. And now, Memorial Day means more to me. Having the flag on the machine means more to me than it did as I was younger. So all of these holidays coming up, actually, before it was literally one extra day on the weekend. And now it's like, why are we actually getting this day? And trying to think a little bit more on that. Cause I was out in like last weekend up at Reading Airport. There was a huge thing about World War II and the big planes were flying around. Like compared to the planes nowadays, that's light years ahead. That's like an old dozer with an open cab compared to what they're flying now.
Mm-hmm.
But it was just neat to see that stuff because sometimes you just get kind of lost in what you're dealing with day to day.
Well, I think it's a maturity thing because I've been in the same boat. I don't know why, but over the last, I'd say like 24 months, for whatever reason, like those types of events have felt more sentimental to me, more meaningful. And actually, I mean, I think maybe just it probably is maturity, age in general, but even I went to the high school graduation last night. I serve on our school board, and
Brian loves to work for free.
It's true. Yeah, I don't enjoy spending time doing things that I individually want to pursue. I only pursue things for others. But that was actually attending a graduation where I knew many of the kids graduating, but they weren't like my kids. They weren't family members. And just, so that was it was an interesting, really like introspective experience for me, watching the hopefulness and eagerness in one room, 200 and some odd kids, like anxious and eager and excited for the next step. So, I mean, a little different than the holidays, but
no, it's the same thing where like before you were just like, okay, it's an event, like it happens, and now you're like,
right,
that's 200 kids that are basically being released out into nature to explore, to go to higher education. Like their life is in front of them. It's like a different perspective on basically like I got to spend 4 hours in a gym waiting for someone to announce names.
yeah, exactly. I mean, and it's one of those things. Dan and I actually talked about this earlier. Like, I don't know, the statistic is something like 98% of people in the United States graduate from high school, right? So in and of itself, it doesn't sound like much of an accomplishment because everyone kind of does it. Not everyone, but a lot of people do it. But it's a big milestone. It's a big marker for a lot of young adults. So
yeah, it's funny. Brian and I talked about something different, but with the graduation earlier in the week, I was driving and I saw a sign. The girl's name is Morgan. I remembered on the sign, the signs that say class of whatever, 2022 this year, proud parent. And I said to Brian, all of a sudden it clicked in my head that Mara was 8 years out from graduation, which is an eternity, except it's not. And so, but it's the same thing. It's not really about the graduation. It's about a turning point,
right?
That life changes at that point. You're an adult, so to speak. You can go get a job and live on your own. And, there's expectations of what you're going to be. So it's not so much an accomplishment as a milestone. It's like a roadside marker that you're part of the way there.
Yeah, for sure. Well, we are kind of all over the place at this point, so it's probably
what happens when we don't have a plan. We're just chatting. We can go all over the place.
In the field, I am told this is their favorite podcast. Is when we just roll all over the place.
Okay.
We can gladly do that a lot. Don't worry.
A 15-minute glimpse inside the minds of Brian, Ford, and Dan.
You shouldn't get more than that. It gets dangerous.
More than 15 minutes, and
not healthy for anyone.
It's not good for anybody. All right. Well, thanks for joining us, folks. We appreciate it, and hope to catch you soon on another episode. Have a great day.